Two Austin Independent School District middle schools today received their 5th consecutive F ratings, opening the entire district up to a state takeover.
This comes as the district saw improvement at many schools and its overall district rating. Education reporter Nabil Ramadna sat down with AISD Superintendent Matias Segura for an exclusive interview to talk about what is next.
Chanting and making their voices heard. Patty Everett and members of the newly formed Keep Austin Schools Independent Group rallying together. Their concerns about a Texas education agency takeover.
We need a strong coalition of thousands of parents so that if there is a takeover and appointed board, we will take action and be advocates for our children and for our school district.
That takeover now a possibility after Austin ISD sat down with me to talk about the preliminary A to F ratings that will come out Friday. Two schools, they say, Burnett and Webb, both failed for a 5th consecutive year. Because of this 5th F rating for some, a lot of people concerned about a TEA takeover or what will be done specifically.
Sure. So when it comes to Dobie, Burnett, and Webb, Burnett and Webb, though Burnett showed growth and Webb did take a step back, they did not get to the D. They got to a 58 and 59.
Dobie Middle School did improve, moving from an F to a D.
You know, there are some additional things that we're going to do as a district to ensure that those students get what they need to be successful. I can't speak to what the agency will or will not do, but I think when it comes down to is the district making systemic changes to ensure that every student achieves academically? Yes.
While it's unclear what action TEA could take, Austin ISD did make improvements, with 35 campuses increasing a letter grade. Segura says AISD also went from a C-rated district to a B.
2 years ago, we had more D and F campuses than we had A and B campuses.
There were 43 A or B-rated campuses in 2024. In 2026, that number increased to 61. And D or F-rated campuses went from 48 in 2024 to 31 in 2026.
So as we move forward, my hope is that when anybody looks at the body of work of Austin ISD and thinks about systemic improvement and is the system responding the way that you would expect, is it meeting the expectations of the state, the answer would be yes. The question as to what happens, I can't speak to that. I'm not even going to speculate.
What happens next is up to the TEA. For now, though, AISD says they'll continue working to improve student outcomes.
It's been hard. It's been really, really hard. But we're very, very close to being a school district that has 0 Fs, being a thriving school system that gets every student what they need to be successful.
And that was Nabil Ramadna reporting. The ratings that were released to districts are the preliminary accountability ratings and are not final. The list will be made available to everyone on Friday. In December, the final rating should be released. That is when AISD could hear what the TEA plans to do.
And looking in depth, Austin ISD is also dealing with a budget deficit and cut its contract with communities and schools by $1 million. So that means the nonprofit serves just 44 campuses compared to 55 previously. The program connects families with things like food and clothing, academic help, mental health services, and crisis support. The group's program manager says the cuts means she'll have to leave behind connections that she's built for almost 30 years.
As we got into the spring semester, it really started hitting home. So we had to really process those feelings that we're not potentially going to be together.
AISD said it tried to minimize the impact on students. The CEO of Communities and Schools says she expects families to feel some changes right away.
I think next school year, what we're going to find is a lot of students and families trying to look for services that they once had directly on campus.
Austin ISD says families should check with their campus about available support services, and Communities and Schools says families can still contact them directly for guidance even if their school no longer has the program.